Have you ever had that feeling, where you feel like you're your own worst enemy? Like you're the one getting in your own way, sabotaging your own success, your relationships, even your own happiness? Well, today we are going to dive into a really powerful concept that explains exactly why that happens and, more importantly, how to actually stop it. Let's jump right in. So, this one idea, it's really the key to everything we're talking about today. I want you to just imagine for a second that your negative emotions, that flash of anger, that shot of jealousy, that cloud of doubt, imagine they're a hammer. And with that hammer in your hand, you are the one who's systematically destroying all the most valuable things in your own life. It's a shocking image, right? But it's one we really need to understand. Here's the game plan for today. First up, we're going to identify the hammer that we're all holding. Then we'll take a hard look at the damage it does, the unmendable mirror. After that, we'll walk through a super practical method for how to put that hammer down for good. And to wrap it all up, we'll finish with 3 core takeaways that you are not going to forget.
Okay, so to solve this whole mess, we first have to get really familiar with the weapon we're using against ourselves. What is this hammer exactly?
The word for this weapon is affliction. Now, think of it as the umbrella term for all those toxic internal states. That sudden surge of anger, that pang of greed, the fog of doubt, the sting of arrogance. And here's the thing. These aren't just passing moods. No, they are active, powerful forces that push us, almost compel us to act in ways that are pretty much guaranteed to make our own lives worse. So what's on the receiving end of these hammer blows? Well, pretty much everything that matters to us. With that hammer, we smash our careers with one bad decision. We shatter friendships with a few careless words. We crack the very foundation of our family, our reputation, and maybe worst of all, our own peace of mind.
And here's the part that's really tough to swallow. No one else is doing this to us. This isn't just bad luck. It's not somebody else's fault. We are the ones holding the hammer. The destruction is an inside job. And realizing that, well, that's the first and honestly the hardest step.
All right, so we get what the hammer is, but what makes it so incredibly dangerous? Well, the scary reality is that some things, once they're broken, they just can't be fixed. Not really. Come on, how many of us have said something just like this in a moment of pure anger? This one sentence, it's a perfect example of a hammer blow. It's a single violent swing that's designed to cause the most damage possible. And just like that, in a split second, a relationship that you might have spent years building can be completely shattered. And you know that feeling, right? The second the words are out of your mouth, the regret hits you like a ton of bricks. But by then, it's too late. The hammer's already fallen. The words are out there, the damage is done, you can't hit rewind, you can't unsay what's been said, the mirror is now in 1,000 pieces on the floor. Okay, now this is a really powerful way to think about it. If you tear a piece of clothing, sure, you can sew it up, but you're always going to see the seam, right? There's a scar. But a shattered mirror, that's totally different. You can try to glue the pieces back together, but it will never, ever reflect a clear image again. Its entire purpose is destroyed. And that's exactly what affliction does to things like trust and relationships. And what happens if we don't learn? If we keep picking up that same hammer over and over again? Well, we're not just re-breaking the mirror. We're smashing the broken pieces into smaller and smaller shards. We are grinding them into dust until there's literally nothing left to save. And this is how people end up alone, with their potential and the relationships just completely gone. I know, this all sounds pretty grim, but here's the good news, and it's really good news. There is a way out of this, and it's not about getting better at gluing mirrors back together. It's about learning how to drop the hammer before you even think about swinging it. So how do we actually do this? Well, there's a really clear 4-step path. Step 1 is to recognize the enemy. This means you stop saying, "I'm so angry," and start seeing the anger as something separate from you, like a little demon that loves to watch you suffer. Step 2, contemplate the harm. Really sit and think about all the smashed mirrors in your past. Think about it until the idea of giving in to that feeling again becomes genuinely terrifying. Step 3, practice in daily life. Every annoying email, every frustrating conversation, every traffic jam, that's your gym. It's a chance to practice spotting the hammer the second it appears in your hand. And finally, step 4, guard your mind. You have to become a detective of your own thoughts. Constantly ask yourself, which affliction is this? What does it want me to do? And what's the end result going to be for me? And the answer is always the same, suffering.
And that right there, that's the whole game.
We waste so much time and energy trying to apologize, trying to fix what we've broken. But the goal isn't to become a master of apologies. The goal is to never pick up the hammer at all. The real win is stopping it before it starts.
All right, let's wrap this up. If you walk away with nothing else today, I want you to remember these 3 things. These are the keys to protecting all the precious mirrors in your life.
Number 1, affliction is the enemy. It's not you. It's not your true self speaking. It is a hostile invader whose only goal is your self-destruction. So stop defending it. Stop making excuses for it. Start treating it like the enemy it absolutely is.
Number 2, a broken mirror is never the same. I want you to accept this truth deep down. And look, this isn't meant to make you feel hopeless. It's supposed to light a fire under you. It shows you exactly why prevention is the only strategy that actually works in the long run. And finally, number 3, you have to subdue it in the moment. The entire battle is won or lost in that tiny split second when the anger or the greed first pops up. That's your chance. That's the moment of power. Recognize it, see that hammer in your hand, and just drop it. Instantly. That's where you take your life back.
So it all comes down to this one simple question. That hammer of affliction, it's in your hand right now, in some way, shape, or form. You know what it is, you know the irreversible damage it does, and now you know how to let it go. The only question left is, are you ready to throw it away?